Hello, hello! Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XI. So, since last time, well, the month has changed, so there's a new ambuscade going on. I got a not a great sword, but a sword from a Wildskeeper Reeve up in Mormar Basalt Field. I can't pronounce the sword's name, but it's basically a gluttony sword with like a magma, lava, stone aesthetic that comes from the T-Rex Achuka, which we got a title for, I believe. Yeah, Achuka Coagulator. Doing that with my buddy Apathetic AJ. And but before that, I managed to get an eggling from last month's ambuscade by spamming it on the last day of that ambuscade. And this month's ambuscade is a Quadevs or an Aragonite, and I'm not sure of the particulars. I've heard the Quadev is like you have to wait for it to summon ads, and then you weaken the ads, and you can only damage the boss when it heals the ads or something like that. So it sounds annoying, but you know, whatever. Anyway, we're back on Seekers of Adolence missions. Or Seekers of Game Days Waits, depending on how you want to look at it. Huh? So what if I'm minding my own business playing the nose harp? Do you want to fight about it? Wait, was that supposed to be snoring? Forget about it. I'm not going to let myself end up as just another bushwhacked in your pioneering conquest. You really want to know why I'm so happy? Let's just say even someone like me who shovels the latest bureaucratic manure all day has occasion to get excited. You know how everyone was worried about RCL's sudden disappearance, right? Or maybe you'd know whether this whopper's actually got some weight behind it or not. You say RCL was spirited away by a demonic varmint. Well, what do you think? Could it actually be true? Yikes, is that what you call a laugh? It sounds like a raptor mating call. I had to brace myself for a second. Wait, what were we talking about? Well, the important thing is the princess is as snug as a bug in a rug once again. Speaking of which, she's been moseying on into our humble establishment quite often ever since she returned. With Ignis's illness eating away at his capability to lead, seeing her sweet face has been a breath of fresh air to the pioneering initiative. Colonization has been marching along to the tune of progress, and we Pioneers Coalition members get to gaze upon Arciela's radiant beauty almost every day. It's enough to move you to song. Comwin's like, dude, I'm the one who's fucking her in the woods, dude. Oh, come on, I thought you could take a joke. Either way, that's not all her return has blessed us with. I'm not sure why, but even those curmudgeons in the Order of the Weatherspoon have stopped flapping their gums over the colonization issue. We can finally work without getting a sermon about the Founder King's last words. Come to think of it, I bumped into Ingrid from that very order the other day. She gave me the dirtiest look I've ever seen in my life when I mentioned your name. You'd have thought I'd spat in the face of the goddess or something. When the high seas happened between you two, well, maybe it's best not to pry. I will say, though, Scuttlebutt has it the exorcists no longer make patrols in the jungle. Could it be that you call upon some unholy powers to manipulate them into... Vil, less shirking, more working. Leather. You can be sure I'll tan your hide if you call me that again. Runt! Whoopsie, did I say that out loud? I guess I'll have to tell the others we can't use it anymore. What was that? Look at the time. So much to do and such a tight schedule. I best put my nose back to the grindstone. LaVille, I never knew you were so devoted to performing well. What? I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover, Master Langavo. If that's the case, then why don't you take a page out of my book and kiss your next day off goodbye? What? No! I never know if he's playing cat and mouse with me or if he's really that dumb. As it would happen, Calmwind, I have a request. You see, we've just learned that a problem has arisen within the Couriers Coalition. Even though it may turn out to pose only the tiniest of threats to colonization, we must walk like a cat on eggs. Now that the voice of opposition has finally gone silent, we can't afford to jeopardize the strides we've made. Failure is not an option here. That's why I need you to go to the Couriers Coalition and find the source of this trouble. Will you do that for me? No problem. Thank you. Hopefully you can track down and snap this problem's neck in two before it causes us any harm. Happy hunting, Calmwind. Okay, well, let's turn names off. Also, you'd think I would keep my Nagling, since I worked so hard to get it, not style locked, but honestly, it's kind of, I mean, it's super common to see, because everyone goes after it, because it's so good. And, it's kind of boring looking, even when you have it, like, pulled out, like, it has, like, it's supposed to have an aura, but the aura is really underwhelming, in my opinion. So I was like, yeah, I'll go for a sword that looks cooler. Alright. Let's see. Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. You there, Galka. Advance my storyline, please. Damn me to the darkness! Whoa, it's been such a long time since I last saw you, Calmwind. What's the matter? We've no place to store... I don't think I've ever seen you at all, dude. We've no place to store this massive cargo destined for the Middle Lands, that's what. None of the documents are even in order. It's partly the finance minister's fault, but still. You do know that the minister has to sign off on all national transactions, right? Of course, that doesn't apply to private business deals, so you'd think the war would be manageable enough. However, every form has been littered with mistakes lately. It's plunged the warehouse into utter chaos, I tell you. Now that I mention it, I don't recall a time when Adelin's finances were in such a state. The older of Waltaris trains their... Or is that W supposed to go like a V? Is it supposed to be Voltaris? I don't know. Either way, trains their members well. Every minister I've heard of has studied there, and they've all been absolute sorcerers with numbers. Perhaps the greatest of them all is our current one, Melvien de Malacroix. He can tally hundreds of different accounts in the blink of an eye, all while eating a 3-course breakfast. He needs but a brief glance over even a tower of documents to spot every single error, and only a few swift strokes of the quill to rectify them. That's what makes this rash of obvious mistakes even more odd. We've seen not just mathematical errors, but whole chunks of information omitted. Thanks to the ministry's sloppy work, our warehouse is overflowing with some materials and completely lacking others. It's physically impossible to fulfill all our orders with what we have. Sorry to drag you into this, Calmwind, but could you possibly head to the waterfront and check on how things are going? I'm sure it's all topsy-turvy over there, but maybe you can find which end is up. Okay, so we have to go to the waterfront. And it sounds like it's going to be one of those quest triggers. And I suppose we might as well throw on our Crimson Cuisses. We could have taken a teleporter, I suppose, but you know how I feel about teleportation. At least if you've been watching a while. I wonder how many videos I did rant about teleportation back a while back. Okay, we're at the waterfront. Where's the cutscene? Yoo-hoo, cutscene. Hey, Sylvie. Cutscene. Yoo-hoo, cutscene. Cutscene. Where are you, cutscene? Dude, how far on the waterfront do I gotta go to this cutscene? Port storage, it says. Okay. Oh. Okay, it wasn't a proximity trigger. It was a. When will this drudgery cease? What would a pioneer like you be doing at this cesspool warehouse? How is it going? Do we even need to ask? Take a look around. It's bedlam incarnate. We have a dearth of bare necessities and a surplus of luxury items. I cannot fathom how our city will be able to subsist if this ridiculousness continues any further. Gwilberian, may I have a word with you? You think I have the time for addle twaddle? You are sorely... My apologies, Lord Estinu. You have no time for kissing up to people, Gwilberian. I am here to inform you that we still do not have an adequate time frame for shipping you-know-what. You surely do not mean... This is enough to make me bash my head against the warehouse wall. Do you see what I mean, Pioneer? It's a veritable maelstrom here. Oh my, you would not happen to be Calm Wind by any chance, would you? That's me. Have I heard of you? Of course I have. I would venture that there is nary a person in Castle Adolin who has not heard your name. It echoes from the rafters wherever patrons and servants alike gather. What? This mealy-mouthed guy is really that famous? Indeed he is. I assume that is thanks in large part to how much trust Arciella places in him. That hardly comes as a surprise, though, if the tales of Calm Wind's fucking her in the woods in the Middlelands are to be believed. While we are on the topic of introductions, allow me to make my own. My name is Estinu, and I am an aide to Melvien de Melacroix. Sir Melvien has been preoccupied of late with other tasks, so I have assumed his ministerial duties for the time being. And a right mess of it you have made, too. Well, I could argue with that statement. Yes, I admit that my capabilities pale in comparison to the minister's. In my defense, though, no being could review dozens of the documents simultaneously as he does. It is not hyperbolic in the least to suggest that Melvien de Melacroix is the single biggest reason for the nation's mercantile success. I have barely slept a wink at the past fortnight, yet have come nowhere near to replicating his efficiency. Huh? Oh, was that a land shiver? It's a weird way to say earthquake. It would stand to reason, seeing how there has been a spate of them recently. For certain, they are equally as disheartening as the current distribution situation, if not more so. The last one of some force decimated a church on a nearby islet. To think, a building of historic significance that stood for generations, gone in an instant. Where would we find the bale with which to rebuild it? Although I suppose that is the least of our worries at this juncture. Which brings me to something I would like to discuss with you, Calmwind. To tell the truth, we've been saddled with a tall order from your homeland. They request a contrivance that is oft made by our very own Adventures Coalition. To craft it, we need an F-skin, a lock of manticore hair, a buffalo horn, a square of manticore leather, and a square of buffalo leather. Nothing else comes to mind, at least. As you may have already surmised, the commodity in question is a bison jacket. Made from the finest of Ulbukan materials, it proved so popular that it found its way to the Middlelands generations prior. The coalition artisans that stitch them together are so finely skilled that not even the most scrupulous of fashionistas can tell the difference between those jackets and the originals. Therefore, it is only natural that we are inundated with orders from the Middlelands. While we have measures in place to fulfill this hearty demand, we simply are not prepared for an order of these proportions. Oh, and by the way, yes, I now realize that I forgot to add one of those items I mentioned to the official list of required materials we sent earlier. Please forgive me that oversight. Next to my folly, we are short on buffalo horns. Our client is breathing down my neck about a shipment, so I will likely need to ask another pioneers to lend me their aid as well. Calmwind, I beseech you, could you please find it in your heart of hearts to help rectify my mistake? Help yourself, Lindbag. Your largesse truly knows no bounds. Once you procure one buffalo horn, I would ask that you bring it to Gwilberian at the warehouse for safekeeping. May the heavens light your way. Well, out of those 5 things mentioned, apparently the item they ask you to get depends on your quote-unquote bond with Arciella, according to BG Wiki. I have no idea how you would have raised your bond with Arciella. My only actual thought on it is, I would assume maybe max fame and Adeline and maybe really high Pioneer Coalition rank or something, and then maybe earlier in the earlier cutscene you don't ogle her or anything. But supposedly the being asked to get the buffalo horn means that we have the lowest amount of bond with her, which is funny to me because she still acts like we're the best motherfucker in the world, and So does everyone else. And like, we already got a trust over from Rhapsody, so I don't see how our bond is so low, but you know, whatever. Whatever. Your help is much appreciated, Calm One. With this in our hand, we can finally ship out. Okay, can I advance the dialogue then? Advance the dialogue. Advance the dialogue? What the fuck? Oh, my controller's dying or something. I hate when it does this, because, like, it's always a risk at killing the mic. It might have just killed the mic just now, in fact. Okay, so now we gotta go, what, to the Curios Coalition? So, Yep, we just did that, damn it. Okay, so we're going back to Kipling. Speak of the demon. If it isn't Calmwin, we just received our allotment of the goods you helped procure. I'm sure you've already been thanked, but allow me to do so too. Judging from what I gather, the waterfront must have been in pandemonium. So this fiasco was all due to the Finance Ministry's miscalculations? That's rather odd. Melvien de Malacroix's mind is sharper than a spear, and his passion for the colonization movement burns brighter than a wildfire. Someone as intelligent as he must see that any negative impact on trade with the Middlelands will adversely affect pioneering. I guess the rumors were true after all. What rumors? I can attest to the veracity of these claims, but I heard that the majority of the Finance Minister's duties are now being handled by aides. However, even this legion of assistants can't seem to match his bookkeeping prowess. How he's been able to stay afloat in that veritable sea of paperwork is beyond me, but it reaffirms just how extraordinary an individual he is. Anyway, my point is that myriad hardships have befallen our sacred city in his absence. Such is the inevitable consequence of a whole organization relying on one person, I suppose. As they say, a bridge with one abutment can't help but collapse. At least that's what my mentor always says. In retrospect, perhaps I shouldn't be making light of the situation when the nation's fate is at stake. Wouldn't it be prudent? What would be prudent, though, is apprising Mr. Reginald of this possible development. Oh, Reginald? I disagree. They may still be rumors, but our little talk just now is giving me pause. One can never be too cautious with such sensitive information. Thanks for helping me make up my mind, Calmwood. Oh, and for helping down at the waterfront, too. Okay, so let's see. Woo. Alright, apparently now we go back to Laville, since this is Seekers of Talking to Laville. And there's a Famitsu interview linked to a couple of missions descriptions ago, talking about the buffalo horn, I guess. It's an interview. Regarding options, RCL actually has a hidden parameter called Intimacy with Adventurers. If you choose something strange, such as stare at her chest, your intimacy level will drop sharply, and if you choose a better option, it will increase. At first I was thinking of having Arciela stare at me more harshly if the degree of intimacy was lowered, but unfortunately I couldn't do it. However, since it would be a waste if we didn't use the specifications we made, we included one place where the intimacy parameter is reflected. That is the scene about the material at the Bison Jack just before Chapter 4. What's missing? You'll be asked for some items here, and I've made it so that the type of item changes depending on your intimacy. It's set up so that the lower the intimacy, the harder it will be to get the item requested, and at the lowest intimacy, it will ask for buffalo horns, which are relatively difficult to obtain. That's not true at all, dude. All the other items were actually way hard to obtain. Like, apparently the... Well, that's cool, I guess. So, I guess originally they wanted her to, like, actually think less of you if you were a pervert. Oh, Comwin, what exactly was brewing at the Couriers Coalition? I see, so the Finance Ministry has nickompoops as big as ours, huh? You might not feel like you've done much, but trading is all about trust, and you've definitely earned the Courier Coalitions. What's that? Comwin saved the day once again. I knew from the very first moment I laid eyes on you that you were destined to become a walking legend. And the more I listen to your caterwauling, the more I'm convinced you've never been anything but a walking travesty. That's not true, right, Comwin? Right? He's passionate about his job. Well, he's definitely a different breed of cat. One that won't even scratch when I tell him I'm going to double his assignments. What? No! I always find that LaVille's work improves when he has a fire under his tail. As always, I appreciate what you've done for us, Calmwind. This may not be much, but you more than deserve it. I wonder what Melvien is preoccupying himself with, though. I don't know of anyone who needs his expertise right now. Dun dun dun. Okay, so what's the next mission? You must zone and wait until the next game day. Aw, son of a bitch. Well, whatever. Since we got, you know, a game day wait coming ahead, we might as well go with Emelyb. That's one of my friends I've actually made on this server. She's a master level monk and has a kid and works nights. And honestly, I'm not sure if it's actually a woman or not, but plays a woman. So I just always go by what people play because, I mean, people have myriad reasons for why they play what they play, and you know, it usually comes down to looks or what they like the look of, or you know, the old like, oh, if I'm gonna stare at a character's ass all day, then it might as well be a woman's, you know, sort of thing. But you know, in this day and age, you know, some people, they play the sex they want to be in real life, and brain no worky. So I know I just refer to people as what their characters are, because like that's generally, like, with very few exceptions, I don't, ever since like, I don't know, the early 2010s, I haven't really gotten to know anyone in an MMO like I did in the early 2000s. Like, how to put it? Like my friend Calmwind, for instance, that I named my LP character after. You know, I got to know his, like, first name, where he lived, you know, like, all his interests, you know, what he thought of things, his DeviantArt page, his MySpace, because Facebook didn't exist yet. and you know, all that sort of stuff. And but like every person I've met since coming back to Final Fantasy 11, but and like Final Fantasy 14 and stuff like that, like, it's not to say I haven't grown close to anybody, but there's definitely been a bit of a disconnect. Like, even my best friend in 14, like, I talk to him all the time on Discord, but I don't know what he looks like. I don't know his I know his first name, I don't know his last name. But it took me, like, I think like 4 years of knowing the guy to learn his first name. So, like, I don't know, just, it's harder to get to know people. I don't know if it's because people are less trusting, or if I'm just not, like, if I just don't give off good vibes anymore to people, or, you know, if it's something else entirely. But, yeah, it's a whole thing, so. But it's kind of whatever, like, there's only so much you can do, so. But yeah, so, since we got this game day wait, it's going to be like no less than 20 minutes. I think we'll just keep this one short, and I'll show you this exemplar camp, assuming Emelyb doesn't, like, kick me out of the party. Although she's pretty chill. She's taken me to several capacity point camps. Has never balked at what I bring either. Like, I've gone... Usually I go as red mage. But I've gone as warrior before as well. I've only been to capacity point with her like 3 times. She's got a Safari relic. It's a monk relic. She's a monk main. I don't know what she's on right now though. But you might remember from back when I was running around, I think it was while I was running around on one of the assault promotion missions. We ran through this island that you go through Nizal Isle to get to, and back in the day it had Greater Colibri on it. And back in the day, at level 75 cap, it was a big merit points party place. And it was actually just last year, I believe. Or maybe it was the end of 2021. Either way, sometime in the very recent years, they changed all the Greater Colibri and the Greater Wyvers there to Locus monsters. And the Locus monsters have like 250,000 HP. These particular Colibri have like, I think about 1,200 evasion or something like that. So they're not the most evasive monsters. But like their whole deal is they give more capacity points and exemplar points than Apex monsters. And so you find a lot of people out here botting their XP or even just XPing. But they're not that bad, really. Especially if Emelyb. I mean, I don't think I'd fight him by myself. Because, like, I could probably kill 1 or 2, like, without having to rest. But, you know, we're not really geared. We want to go 1 more, I believe. And I didn't expect to do this. I didn't expect to record this, but you know, with game day waits, what else am I gonna do, right? I guess I could flip back into doing Rhapsodies. That would be helpful, but I don't know. I like to keep the stories kind of sequential. But if you're just here for the story, you might want to just go ahead and turn away, because I think the next like 30 minutes is just gonna be capacity point gaining, and I'd be worried about my merits being close to cap, but like, one, we're gonna get slow, and two, we're fully merited on every job and every category, and I have several different high tier battlefield gems already purchased, so it's like I'm running out of things to spend merits on anyway. Might as well just not, you know, might as well just stop caring about them. Of course, Emelyb seems to be trying to help people out. We might get wrangled into farming a high tier battlefield or something. I mean, those are like level 75 mammals. I guess I could have sneaked up, but yeah, whatever. Oh, we're lagging because people around here are doing things. Yeah, basically when I come out here with Emelyb, I just sort of become the filler skill chain for her, because Final Heaven is like Fusion Light, and she does all the heavy lifting. But because of the lag from all these Geomancer bubbles and like just the sheer amount of monsters out here, because these Locus monsters, they actually respawn ridiculously fast too. Like they're not slow or anything, right? Like. I'm playing so many different jobs lately that But yeah, you see how hard Emelyb's hitting compared to us. Right, like we're just a red mage, but like, you know, at the same time, like. It's really nice though when we get a Savage Blade in that makes a light, and then Emelyb follows it up with another Final Heaven, because then that's a two-step light, or a double light, and it's just better damage. I wonder if this is my fate though for XPing out here, like is it always this laggy? Like there's no input lag. But you know, like I'm just like the positioning of the other players and the monsters and things. Like you've already seen it, I'm sure. Like Emelyb is like just, you know, disappearing. Like I'm not even seeing like her engage. She's like punching Colibri from 20 feet away. And it's like it's not hacking. It's literally just like. Yeah, like I can't even tell which one she's looking at because like, you know, there's just like so much delay. But like can't argue with like how fast this is for capacity points, because like she's here for master level. She's like a master level 34 monk. And I'm here for capacity points because I'm not even, you know, superior level 2 red mage yet. Yeah. Even outside the master levels, though, you can tell Emelyb has been playing for at least a couple years, if not way longer, because like she's got really good gear, and then she has them on Bureau Trust, and that takes like I want to say 12 months, like a full year's worth of deeds of heroism that you get for your monthly role objectives, which on Calm Wind we have like 210 right now, and we'll get 220 whenever we finish the gardening objective for the month. But yeah, it's a whole thing. Now, interestingly, our new Nageling sword, it has a special effect when it's in your main hand, where not only does it grant you Savage Blade, but it makes Savage Blade stronger, and all weapon skills performed with the Nageling, they gain a 1% attack bonus for every buff you have on your character. And I believe it doesn't matter if they're defensive or offensive or not, but damn, that's some lag on my end, or on her end, or on somebody's end. Somebody's lagging like a mother. It's probably me, although I don't feel like I'm lagging. Like I said, there's no input lag, so it's just I actually look forward to getting him the Monbureau Trust someday. He's a really interesting trust because he heals and buffs you via potion use, so he never runs out. And he actually has some special potions you can get for him, where like you have to pay him like 10% of your gil up to 100k. And you can actually like trade your gil off to somebody else, to, like one of your mules, or like store it in like, I think there's a bank in the Mob Garden technically. And it's like the lowest amount though that he takes is 10k, so like it's kind of whatever in these day and age. You know, just pay the 100k. And I don't know if it's a weekly thing or if it's a monthly thing, but you pay Monbureau in Upper Juno, like the actual doctor NPC that we've met several times throughout the storylines. You pay him the gil and give him like an elixir or a vial elixir or whatever, and then as a trust he gains access to better potions, and it makes all of his potions AoE, and he becomes absurdly good. And I'm pretty sure everyone pretty much does that. It's pretty cool. feel like our damage has gone down for some reason. Suppose it might be because Berserk's not up. Our weapon skill setup, by the way, is not at all made for Shantusine, by the way. So our Shantusine numbers are gonna be pathetic, but you can double light with it. And I figure, if I get the TP proc, I might as well try. I just wish I could keep up with her. It's like I can't. But yeah, grinding like this is something you do until like, well, for just job mastery, it's 63 million job points, which, or well, 63 million capacity points, you know, 2,100 job points. And, you know, at this rate, with one capacity point per monster, it's freaking fantastic speed. It's nearly effortless, too. She asked us how many till master.
course, one thing I don't like about them on Bureau Trust is he gives you Protect and Shell through some potion, and it overrides Protect and Shell from mages. And, like, that's not a bad thing inherently, but the duration was just duo because of just how sheerly powerful Emelyb is. But this is kind of like how capacity points parties go. You try to skill chain as much as possible to deal more damage, and preferably have a magic burster. Although I think a magic burster on Colibri would probably be a bad idea. Say parrot back your spells at you. She's AFK, we can slip our endorsement ring on and get double points for like a kill or two. Actually, yeah, it'll just be like one kill. Like, it's live, the campaign, and I'm just like, where did you go? What are you punching? Okay. You know, I might do an end thunder for a little while. It's not really gonna matter. She's doing so much of the damage that's like, we're kind of like an afterthought here. But my feelings on the matter are, I'll take anything that I can get. Maximum amount of capacity points for a kill, 65,535. That's 2 capacity points for the price of 1. No, RTP.
Yeah, I really love it when we sandwich the weapon skills perfectly. Emelyb, though, is kind of like one of those people that, like, she's so strong that, like, if I do it, I think that she likes it, but, like, I also think that she kind of doesn't care. Because, like, one time, this is my 4th time getting to do stuff with her, and, last time we did stuff together, I was on Warrior and she was on Bard, and she took me to, instead of here, she took me to these worms in King Rampier's tomb, and my brother actually came along, and my brother's got a Locus Colibri Ranger and a Geomancer and whatnot that has Idris, and I was trying to skill chain my best, and I was succeeding, but like I was succeeding in spite of the both of them, because Emelyb was just on Bard spamming Evisceration as fast as possible, and my brother was trying to get in, for some reason he was trying to get in weapon skills with his Geomancer as well as his main character, and it was just sort of like, both of you stop it, like, we kill it faster when, you know, we actually fucking weapons, you know, skill chain or whatever, and they just would not. So that's the way it be sometimes, unfortunately. Yeah, sometimes when we get this light sandwich, right, like, she'll do a Final Heaven for like 15,000, I'll do a Savage Blade for like 13,000, and the light that comes off of it will be like, you know, another 14,000, and then she'll do another Final Heaven for like, you know, like 16,000, 17,000, and because it's a double light that happens, like the second light does like 3 times the damage to like, or almost 3 times the damage, so she's doing like 45 to 50k light on the second light. I love seeing it because it's nice, but I don't even know where she went. Too many Geomancer bubbles. Haste ourselves first because I'm a prick, and then we'll haste Emelyb. I'm pretty sure haste 2 is the one thing the Mon Bureau can't do, and I could be wrong about that, but I don't think that I am. Oh, I basically whiffed that one. But it doesn't matter as long as it's not a total whiff, because it still makes the light sandwich. Anyway, we've hit over an hour, and I'm like completely out of commentary here. So thanks for watching, stay safe, have a great day, and next time we'll do more Secrets of Adeline, and hopefully something a little more exciting than watching Emelyb kick complete ass. You know, she's just absolutely rocking these Colibris. And basically, I'm just here leeching, basically. Like, I'm helping a little bit. I'm speeding the kills up ever so slightly. But yeah, like, Emelyb is the one doing all the work here. No. Wise Man wonders why nobody kills the Wyvers, though. Because maybe they don't want the attack down debuff or something. But anyway, again, thanks for watching, stay safe, have a great day. And hopefully next time we get some meaty story.